Good day everyone, this is ESMAIL and today we will be discussing together with Dana the personality disorder. What is personality disorder? Okay, a personality disorder is a type of mental disorder in which you have a rigid and unhealthy pattern of thinking, functioning, and behaving. A person with a personality disorder has trouble perceiving and relating to situations and people. This causes significant problems and limitation in relationships, social activities, work, and school. In some cases, you may not realize that you have a personality disorder because your way of thinking and behaving seems natural to you, and you may blame others for the challenges you face. Personality disorders usually begin in the teenage years or early adulthood. There are many types of personality disorders. Some types may become less obvious throughout middle age. Types of personality disorders are grouped into three clusters based on similar characteristics and symptoms. Many people with one personality disorder also have signs and symptoms of at least one additional personality disorder. It is not necessary to exhibit all the signs and symptoms listed for a disorder to be diagnosed. Okay, we have Cluster A personality disorders. Okay, what is Cluster A personality disorders? Okay, Cluster A personality disorders are characterized by odd, eccentric thinking or behavior, and they include paranoid personality disorder, schizoid personality disorder, and schizotypal personality disorder. And now, what is paranoid personality disorder? Okay, accordingly, it is a pervasive distrust and suspicion of others and their motives, unjustified belief that others are trying to harm or deceive you. Okay, PPD or paranoid personality disorder is a mental health condition marked by a pattern of distrust and suspicion of others without adequate reason to be suspicious. Let's proceed to schizoid personality disorder. Okay, it is a lack of interest in social or personal relationships, preferring to be alone, limited range of emotional expression, inability to take pleasure in most activities, inability to pick up normal social cues, appearance of being cold or indifferent to others, little or no interest in having sex with another person. Okay, what is schizotypal personality disorder? Okay, it is a peculiar dress, thinking, beliefs, speech, or behavior. It is an odd perceptual experiences such as hearing a voice whisper your name, flat emotions or inappropriate emotional responses, social anxiety and a lack of or discomfort with close relationships, and indifferent, inappropriate, or suspicious response to others. Okay, it is also considered as magical thinking wherein it is a believing that you can influence people and events with your thoughts. Believe that certain casual incidents or events have hidden messages meant only for you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before I begin discussing my given topic, I would like to introduce myself first. I am Dana Anti from PSSW2B. So the topic that I will be discussing at this moment is about the Cluster B and Cluster C of personality disorders at kung ano yung mga napapalood dito. So let's begin by giving you a quick overview of Cluster B. So Cluster B personality disorders affect a person's emotions and behaviors, leading to actions that others tend to consider dramatic, overly emotional, or erratic. So I guess my partner Juhaimin have already mentioned or explained what personality disorder is, diba? So, ulitin ko lang, ang personality disorder is a mental health condition that affects the ways that that person thinks, behaves, and relates to others. These disorders can lead to significant distress and, in many cases, harmful coping strategies. So, people with cluster B disorders typically have trouble regulating their emotions and struggle to maintain relationships. Like what I have said, cluster B personality disorders are characterized by dramatic, overly emotional, or unpredictable thinking or behavior. So, they include antisocial personality disorder and borderline personality disorder, or also known as BPD, and histrionic personality disorder, and lastly is narcissistic personality disorder. So, the first one included dito sa cluster B is the antisocial personality disorder. So, what comes to our mind when we hear the word antisocial? So, people might think it is about being extreme shy, not being able to socialize with people, etc. But the real meaning or definition of this is way too far sa mga naiisip or ideas natin. So, a person with antisocial personality disorder behaves in a way that shows a disregard for the right or needs of others. So, in addition, for us to more easily understand what is it, an antisocial personality is also described as a pervasive pattern of disregard for the violation or the rights of others occurring since age 15. So, as indicated by three or more of these followings. So, kung napapansin natin, we have recurring problem with the law or failure to conform social norms with or respect lawful behaviors indicated by repeatedly performing acts that are grounds for arrest. So, some examples of this behavior would be destroying property, stealing, or involved in illegal ways to make money. So the second one, we have borderline personality disorder, or also known as BPD. BPD is associated with specific problems with interpersonal relationships, self-image, emotions, and behaviors and thinking. So common features included impulsive and risky behaviors such as um, having unsafe sex, gobbling or binge eating, unstable or fragile self-image, unstable and intense relationships, up and down moods, often as a reaction to interpersonal stress, suicidal behaviors, or traits of self-injury. So, yung mga taong ganito, people with BPD tends to have unstable and intense relationships and are prone to frequent argument and breakups. So, they are characteristically afraid of being abandoned and will have a strongly negative image of themselves. So people with BPD will often say that they feel as if they are on an emotional roller coaster, shifting from elation to depression within a matter of 5 minutes. So another hallmark of BPD is a tendency to engage in risky behaviors, such as going on shopping sprees, abusing alcohol or drugs, engaging in promiscuous sex, binge eating, or self-harm, such as cutting yourself or attempting suicide. The third one in cluster B is the histrionic personality disorder. The most telling characteristic of histrionic personality disorder is a rapid shift between dramatic expressions of emotion and excessive attention-seeking behavior. People with this disorder don't like it when someone else is getting more attention and will engage in dramatic, seductive, or sexually proactive behavior and use physical appearance to regain limelight. This condition is marked by intense, unstable emotion and a distorted self-image. So for people with histrionic personality disorder, their self-esteem depends on the approval of others and doesn't come from a true feelings of self-worth. They have an overwhelming desire to be noticed by others and may display dramatic and inappropriate behaviors to get attention. So yung mga tao na may mga disorder na ganito is they may believe that personal relationships are stronger than they really are and use dramatic statements to express opinions and be easily influenced by others. So they also tend to overly concerned about their physical appearance. So let's move forward sa ika-apat na personality disorder na napapaloob sa cluster B. So ito ang narcissistic personality disorder. So people with a narcissistic personality disorder will also exaggerate their achievement, their fantasies about being powerful, attractive, and successful. So while they will have no interest in others' feelings and needs, they will often have unreasonable expectations of what others do for them. So the common feature of this personality disorder is belief that you are special and more important than others. Ang pag-isip na mas special ka kaysa sa iba, yung pagpapantasya sa mga power or fantasies about power, success, and attractiveness. Yung pagiging overconfident mo sa sarili mo to the point na wala na sa lugar, and yung pag-exaggerate mo sa mga bagay-bagay na tungkol sa'yo, na wala namang halong katotohanan. So isa ito sa mga halimbawa ng taong may ganitong kondisyon. And now let's move forward sa cluster C. So cluster C personality disorders involve severe anxiety and fear. They include, number 1 is avoidant personality disorder. So ano yung avoidant personality disorder at ano yung mga behaviors ng tao na meron ito? So people with this condition na have chronic feelings of inadequacy and are highly sensitive to being negatively judged by others. These disorders in general are enduring patterns of behavior out of keeping with cultural norms that cause suffering for an individual or those around them. So this personality disorder is grouped with personality disorders marked by feelings of nervousness and fear, kung nasabi ko nga kanina. So yung mga taong nagsasuffer or meron nito ay sobra ang pagiging sensitive na mahusgahan o masabihan ng ibang tao na negatibo. So there's a high tendency na matrigger yung emosyon nila. So though they would like to interact with others naman, they tend to avoid social interaction due to the intense fear of being rejected by others. So mostly yung takot yung nangunguna sa kanila, no? And that's why they avoid social interaction kasi instead na ma-embarrass nila yung sarili nila or makakuha sila ng masasamang komento galing sa ibang tao. Yun yung iniiwasan nila. The second one na napapaloob sa cluster B of personality disorder is the dependent personality disorder or also known as BPD. So this condition is marked by a constant and excessive need to be cared for by someone else. So it also involves submissiveness, a need for constant reassurance, and the inability to make decisions. So people with dependent personality disorder often become very close to another person and spend great effort trying to please that person. So they tend to display passive and clinging behavior and have a fear of separation. In general, yung mga taong may DPD ay sobra ang pagdedepend nila sa ibang tao. People with DPD have an overwhelming need to have others care of them. So, madalas sila yung mga sobrang pagre-rely sa mga taong close sa kanila. So, from emotional or physical needs. So, others may describe them as needy or clingy. So, yung may mga taong ganitong klaseng personality disorder ay naniniwala sila na hindi nila kayang ayusin or alagaan ang sarili nila. That is why they need other people in a way that doon sila nagre-rely sa kahit anong bagay. So, people with DPD may have trouble making everyday decisions gaya ng kung ano ang susuotin nila, kung anong kulay ba ng sapatos ang nababagi sa suot nila. They often seek for other people's reassurance. Lastly, we have obsessive compulsive personality disorder, or also known as OCPD. So this condition is marked by a consistent and extreme need for orderliness, perfectionism, and control with no room for flexibility that ultimately slows or interferes with completing a task. It can also interfere with relationships. Most people with obsessive compulsive disorder have both obsession and compulsions. But some people experience just one or the other. So, obsessions are repeated thoughts, urges, or mental images that cause anxiety. So, common obsessions include fear of losing control and harming yourself or others. So, yung sobrang pag-aalala na mawalan ng control or masaktan mo or masaktan natin yung sarili natin or ng ibang tao. At ang pangalawa ay ang excessive double checking of things such as locks, appliances, and switches. Sila yung mga taong sobrang pag-aalala sa mga bagay-bagay or laging dinodoble check bago sila umalis. For instance, yung pinto, di ba? And sometimes naman kahit ilang beses nila na-check yung isang bagay na yon, once na naisip na naman nila, hindi na naman sila mapapakali at pumapasok na naman yung urge na i-check ulit or tingnan ulit yon. Number 3 is repeatedly checking in loved ones to make sure they are safe. So may mga tao rin siguro tayo na na-meet na sobra yung pag-check nila sa mga mahal nila sa buhay. Like they are making sure na safe ang mga ito and malayo sa gulo or sa mga bagay na ikakapahamak nila. Though it is normal naman to check your loved ones, pero ang taong may OCD, they repeatedly doing it. And maaring tipong kung matutulog lang yung anak niya or yung anak mo, for instance, isi-check mo kung humihinga pa ba or hindi. So let's move forward naman sa compulsion behavior. So ang compulsion behavior naman ay repetitive behaviors that a person feels the urge to do in response to an obsessive thought. Common compulsions include ordering or arranging items in a particular or precise way. So dito, personally, I know someone who has OCD. And yung experience ko sa taong to is, kahit yung mga tsinelas sa labas, inaayos niya yan ng sunod-sunod. From tsinelas ni Papa hanggang kay Bunso. So, ito pwede rin siya ma-apply sa kahit anong gamit. Maaring gamit niya sa school if ever na yung tao na yun ay estudyante. Yung mga ballpen niya, yung mga ballpen niya or pencils, nasa tamang order lahat yan. Or maaring kahit hindi sa kanila or mga nakakita lamang nila na hindi maayos yung pagkasunod-sunod, aayusin nila yan para maging maganda sa paningin nila at para na rin magbigay ng relief sa kanila.